The following is a segment from Crossroads Magazine, a weekly television program produced by the Office of Radio and Television of the Archdiocese of Hartford, airing on WCCT and WCTX television. All rights are reserved.
Well, you know, this year, the 2022 Connecticut Catholic Men's Conference inspired men to return to the source and summit of our faith, the real presence of Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. Let's take a look.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the 15th Annual Connecticut Catholic Men's Conference.
This year's Connecticut Catholic Men's Conference was held on September 24th at Northwest Catholic High School in West Hartford. It was a day of faith and fellowship where men learned more about the National Eucharistic Revival. Here in the Archdiocese of Hartford, the revival kicked off with a Eucharistic procession through the streets of Waterbury. The Corpus Christi procession started at the Shrine of St. Anne and ended at the Basilica of the Immaculate Conception. It was led by Archbishop Leonard Blair and Auxiliary Bishop Juan Miguel Betancourt. The revival continues to gain momentum here in our state. In fact, the Most Holy Eucharist was the main topic at this year's Connecticut Catholic Men's Conference. Father Jim Sullivan, the chaplain of this year's event, spoke about why he thought this year's theme is so vital to today's Catholic men.
So I would say one of the great things of this men's conference is to bring men to a deeper realization of the reality of the Eucharist, because as a man is transformed, the family is transformed. As a family is transformed, society is transformed. The world is transformed. Pope St. John Paul II once said, as he called the family the cell of society. As the family goes, he said, so goes the society, and so goes the whole world in which we live. In other words, we get family right, we get everything right.
During the day, men could visit the internationally renowned exhibit on Eucharistic miracles that was created by Blessed Carlo Acutis. They also had the opportunity to hear Catholic speakers, such as Deacon Michael Forrest, who converted to the Catholic faith and is a strong believer in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist.
So I'll be sharing a few stories with you today from my own life. And as you listen to them, the theme or the thread that ties them all together is how God helps us to see and live with Eucharistic eyes. And by seeing and living with Eucharistic eyes, what I mean is to see beyond the mere surface appearances of things, to the deeper truth, and then to be moved to action by that deeper truth.
Men also had the opportunities to participate in both Holy Confession and Eucharistic Adoration. The day's events concluded with a Vigil Mass celebrated by Archbishop Leonard Blair.
The focus of this, with a particular emphasis on the Eucharist, is to bring men into a fuller, deeper realization of who Christ is in their life and the reality of the Eucharist at Mass. That's life transforming, that's societal transforming, that's world transforming.
The National Eucharistic Revival is taking place in the U.S. throughout the next 3 years. To receive news and information regarding the Connecticut Catholic Men's Conference and their efforts to support the revival, visit our website, ORTV.org, and click on the Links tab. Well, time goes fast, and that about wraps up this edition of Crossroads Magazine. I'm Father John Gatzak. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with another edition of Crossroads Magazine as we bring you the people, personalities, and events making news from around the crossroads of Connecticut.